The season of goodwill is just around the corner, and earlier today Mauro Xavier bestowed a gift upon his Patreon supporters in the form of his latest build of Final Fight MD, his ambitious and so far successful attempt to recreate Capcom's arcade legend on the humble Sega Mega Drive. Now, anyone who knows me or watches the channel often will know just how much I love Final Fight, and I've been covering this one for the channel since the very first build. It's been 4 months since our last update, and a massive thank you to my Sega Guys brother Dan the Mega Driver for keeping you guys up to date with the last build. In this version though, we see the greatest leap in terms of gameplay tweaks, performance enhancements and, most of all, content. That's right, stages 4 and 5 are now complete and intact, and they're absolutely glorious. The footage that you're watching right now is from that latest Patreon build, captured via OpenEMU, but rest assured that I've tried this on a real Sega Mega Drive hooked up to a CRT, and the results are absolutely glorious. The ROM weighs in at just 3.8 megabytes, insane when you consider what's being done here. As with the previous build, you can choose which level to start on, which is fantastic for testing and capture purposes. Looking at the changelog, Mauro has gone to great lengths to further recreate the look and feel of the arcade game. Some of the standout changes include Haggar's punch speed, which has been corrected, Guy's cover is closer to the arcade, and both Cody and Haggar have tweaked and more accurate skin tones. The burn sprites for all enemies and characters have been replaced with the arcade version, while the first stage of the game has updated backgrounds and windows. The hitboxes on the car in the bonus round have been adjusted, and the barrel sprites throughout the game have been updated to better resemble the arcade version. Axel and Slash no longer block aerial attacks, and Andor now has strength variations depending on the type and colour of the sprite. Dam's shadow has been restored, and while players now deal minor damage to enemies upon dying, other shadows in the game have been removed to more closely resemble those in the arcade version, which also has the benefit of freeing up VRAM. Enemies now retreat when players advance towards them, something that we see in the arcade version, while Guy and Cody's throw height has been corrected. Guy's animations have been fixed when he's using weapons such as the sword and pipe, and Haggar's animation when rising after a suplex has been corrected when the enemy dies mid-move. Players can escape Andor's grab by pressing the special attack button, and the arcade sound effect has been added when players gain an extra life. All in all guys, there are over 90, yes 90 general enhancements and bug fixes, making this the biggest Final Fight MD update ever, and it shows, because this is my favourite piece of homebrew software this year, hands down. I've included the full list of fixes in the comments below if you really want to dig deep and see just how much work Mauro has put into this build. The end result is that Final Fight MD right now plays absolutely brilliantly, and it nails the look and the feel of the arcade version perfectly. What's even more exciting is that Mauro has posted on his Patreon that work has begun on stage 6, with screenshots showing the opening section. Now, months back we seen comments on both socials and even our channel, sceptical that this game would ever get finished, and despite the challenges and the health issues which Mauro has thankfully overcome, Final Fight MD is now so close to completion. I do hope you've enjoyed the footage of this new build and this brief update on Final Fight MD. As the project nears completion, stay tuned to the Sega Guys channel for the very latest on this one as and when new updates drop. This has been James the Segaholic of the Sega Guys. Thanks again for watching, and until next time we will see you on the Sega side.